part three. So, in that aspect that I would get asked that, you know, like say for example, I were to be asked for a favor, you know, like say someone hits me up, they're like, hey, just got done with basic training and kind of got hazed by the people that I was supposed to go ahead and head on to the naval vessel with, and they left me behind. So you were deserted, yeah. So I kind of need a little bit of a taxiing onto the actual base, or to the actual base. Okay, well, as long as full, proper procedure ends up going ahead and being put in place, there's actual, descent logs to be able to keep track of, fuel use and everything. Need to keep track of everything, as well as food rations and everything. Keep in mind the cost needs to go ahead and be fully covered beforehand. Like, the supplies need to all be gathered in there. All right. Proper channels, as far as, you know, authentic channels, like authorized channels, being notified the factor that there's a little bit of a taxiing, to the ship circumstance, so that way, not just shot to smithereens and just expected to just float to the bottom of the water, because, intercontinental lines, naval vessel, ultimately at that point it's a global issue. So, also you need to make sure that not only with your proper enlistment papers that you also have your passport, because do understand international waters, international identification. And when it comes to the military, you do not get to go ahead and be like, you need to have probable cause to go ahead and find out who I am. No. You need to go ahead and show proper identification to go ahead and avoid a loss of life. It's not your rules, it's their rules. So, that being said, as long as everything was on the up and up, the proper approvals were given and everything, I got no problem being a taxi driver. There's a few things I'm going to have to teach you before you're, actively a member on the ship. So that way I know for a fact that you're not going to end up doing something stupid to end up capsizing and killing us all. Uh, but as long as that ends up happening, I got no problem being able to give a lift. I understand sometimes everybody's got to call in a favor. But just know that my motivation behind it, I got a harsh lesson to teach about, signing checks that your ass can't cash. So, that being said, that favor, I'm feeling generous enough to be willing to grant that favor. Because in a way it is self-serving. Yeah, kind of builds my ego a little bit, being able to be like, so, the quote-unquote fuck-up that everyone wants to talk shit about and everything, well, y'all were deserting people like an asshole, being like, you need to find your own way there. I could have used that talent to be able to get fugitives from the law to non-extradition states while simultaneously doing what I can to go, sonar and radar blind to be able to get the person to, non-extradition non-extradition continent. So, better that skill being used to be able to assist, be an asset rather than a liability, right? But, yeah, keep talking that good shit. And, I also ended up clarifying when it comes down to capability of driving and maneuverability. Mom ended up going ahead and making a joke, and I had to, remind her, hey, so, you behind the wheel in comparison to me behind the wheel, understand, you don't hold a candle as far as to how I'm capable of driving. So would you be safe in the car with me? Absolutely. Could I outdrive you? Any day of the week. Any day of the week. You want to test that theory? Let's go to a go kart track. You can eat my dust.